With the details to the news on Monday, October 18th, 2021, I am Sherian Noel. Grenada has thankfully seen a weekend of no COVID-19 deaths after experiencing more than 190 deaths in a matter of weeks since the country transitioned to community spread in mid-August. Medical officials, volunteers, and others joined forces to battle against the virus during the lockdown weekends, going into communities to test and vaccinate people. The Ministry of Health's daily dashboard shows that 858 tests were conducted over the weekend, and of that number, 25 returned positive. The figure for recoveries is also encouraging, with 31 new recoveries on Saturday and 27 on Sunday. On Monday, GIS spoke with Director of Hospital Services, Dr. Carol McIntosh, who has been in the field with other medical professionals and volunteers from the start of the weekend pop-up vaccination and testing clinics. She gave an update on Sunday's operations.
Team 1 went into Paraclete as well as Upper St. John, St. Andrews, and they did over 30 vaccinations. That's the AstraZeneca and the Pfizer's, and 11 testing. That was Team 1. Then Team 2 went out to Bel Air School in St. Andrews and the Ford Preschool, and they did over 46 vaccinations as well as 11 testing. And if you take note, as I'm talking about, we had a lot less testing and a lot more vaccinations. And these vaccinations included the second dose, so people are coming back out.
Dr. McIntosh encouraged by the positive attitude of people, which she says can contribute to us achieving herd immunity.
We did over 79 vaccinations as well as 28 testing. And a lot of those were the first dose for Pfizer and AstraZeneca. And the people came out and wanted to have more, meaning that they were going to come back out again. We went into the housing district as well for those who are homebound. Then they also went across and we visited in Victoria. This is in the area of St. Mark's. And that one was over 99 vaccinations that were done, or 99 vaccinations that were done. They were out in Victoria Basketball Park, in Closier, St. John's, as well as in Concord. So they did excellent for that.
The team also visited at Post Royal and Subies in St. Andrews, Shantymel in St. Patrick, and the St. Martin de Porres Home for the Aged.
The overall that we did was 325 vaccinations, with about a third of them being first dose and two-thirds being second dose, both Pfizer and AstraZeneca. And we did over 120 plus, or 128 testing. This is remarkable in the sense that when we first went out, we had 1/3 vaccination, 2/3 testing. This time it's 2/3 vaccination, 1/3 testing. And the people who came out to do the testing, some of them did the testing to make sure that they were negative and then went on to do the vaccination. So there is people, I have to say, people of Grenada have recognized the need for the vaccinations, the importance. The questions that they ask are very much to the point in understanding why do they need to do the vaccination and getting them done. And then making sure they're saying, I'm doing this for the safety of my household because I have younger children. And people were bringing out those who are able to get vaccinations 12 and up. We had the young children that were being brought out. And mothers who came with their infants asking specifically, I'm breastfeeding. Is it safe? Yes. I'm pregnant. Is it safe? Yes. Another person was like, I have high blood pressure. Is it safe? Yes. I'm a quadriplegic. Is it safe? Yes.
Moving along, a few weeks ago, Grenada's COVID-19 active numbers crossed the 1,500 mark. As of Sunday, October 17th, that number stood at 132. Thanks to the diligence of medical personnel in the isolation unit, as well as those who have been visiting every village to ensure lives are protected and saved. The significant decrease in positive cases and hospitalization is as a result of the diligence of those involved, who have been distributing care packages and adjusting the hours at medical clinics.
Persons have been working really hard at community level. We started with the care packages, adjustments in terms of the clinics within the community, and all in an effort to make better use of our human resource so that we can attend to all the needs of our patients out there. At the hospital level, We've made a lot of adjustments within hospital services. We put together a COVID-19 medical team who are caring for all of the patients within the isolation unit. And this team is not just doctors and nurses. We have our orderlies, we have our housekeeping staff, our dietary people. So we have, an entire team with persons across the board who worked hard and to get us to this point.
Dr. Taisha Donnell, Acting Director of Medical Services at the General Hospital. She says even while we are buoyed by this glimmer of hope, we cannot afford to drop our guards, but instead must ensure that we are vaccinated and following the protocols. As of the 17th of October, 29,178 people are fully vaccinated, while 7,924 are partially vaccinated. Grenadians, she says, are now more empowered with the education on the importance of vaccination. Prime Minister and former Minister of Finance, Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell, has welcomed the decision by the Grenada Co-operative Bank Limited to acquire the banking operations of CIBC First Caribbean in Grenada. The move is part of an initiative by a consortium of leading indigenous banks in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union to acquire CIBC First Caribbean operations in Grenada, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Managing Director of Cooperative Bank, Mr. Richard Duncan, and Managing Director Designate, Mr. Larry Lawrence, briefed the Prime Minister on the impending acquisition ahead of the official announcement. They assured the Prime Minister of the local bank's ability to manage the soon-to-be-acquired assets and reiterated the strength of the risk management and governance structures. The Prime Minister applauded the local bank's participation in this major regional initiative, saying today's environment is for innovative and ambitious people. This significant strategic move is indicative of the tremendous growth Grenada Co-operative Bank has experienced over the years. Having witnessed that growth myself, I must say I am proud of the institution and the tremendous potential for future growth that will be created by this acquisition. This is the National Report. More news after the break. Welcome back. Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell is encouraging CARICOM member governments to utilize harmonized methodologies, instruments, procedures and practices to achieve regional, comparable and high-quality census data. Dr. Mitchell, who is also Prime Minister with responsibility for science and technology in the CARICOM Quasi-Cabinet, said this data can inform national and regional census analysis and provide evidence to support public and private decision-making, policies and programs. Grenada and a number of other countries have been forced to postpone the launch of the census due to COVID-19. But Dr. Mitchell, who was speaking on the occasion of Caribbean Statistics Day on Friday, encouraged member governments to explore the current technology that allows for countries to conduct contactless census using computer-assisted telephone interviewing and computer-assisted web interviewing.
The census will enable us to begin addressing issues related to gender equity, the elderly, food insecurity, and internet access. The population census can provide benchmark data, disaggregated by sex, age, health, disability status, educational attainment, economic activity, and other important information about our economy, society, and the environment. In addition to providing critical information, this activity will build the foundation of a strong statistical infrastructure and national statistical system for the next 10 years, as it will be used as a sample frame for the most of the surveys between census years.
The theme for Caribbean Statistics Day, Leave No One Behind, Everyone Counts. This was also the theme for the region-wide launch of the Population and Housing Census on August 3, 2021. Moving along, refurbishment and expansion work at Bishop's College in Carriacou is on course for completion in the first quarter of 2022. That assurance from Peter Copperstone, construction manager at Hanover Construction Company.
We are currently working on Block C. We're about 30% complete. So we've cast the ground floor slab, we've built the columns and blockwork to the ground floor, and we cast the first floor slab, and we're currently working on the blockwork and the columns up to ring beam level, and we hope to be completed ring beam at the end of October, so that will allow us to construct the roof. We've also demolished the old building, the east-west building, Block A, so that was fully demolished, and Block C is the building that will replace Block A. And we're also working on Block B, which is the original new build building, so we're at the finishing stages on that. We're probably about 80% complete on Block B.
A contract was awarded to Hanover Construction Company Limited in July last year at a cost of EC $10.8 million under the first phase of the Grenada Enhancement Project GEEP. Mr. Copplestone, who recently updated the GIS on the progress of the work, said they thought it prudent to demolish one of the blocks that was earmarked for refurbishment and erect a completely new structure.
Block C is at a different location. It's sort of away from where the old block, east-west block was, Block A.
So you wouldn't have no structures with Block A once completed?
The north-south wing of Block A is remaining, but the east-west, no, that's been completely demolished. The new Block C basically replaces the classrooms that were in the east-west block that was demolished, so it's mainly general classrooms, yeah.
And are you still on track for your schedule completion?
Yes, we're on schedule for completion, yeah, next year, towards the end of March next year, yeah.
And finally, in the news, Grenada will host the third Test match, West Indies and England, at the National Cricket Stadium, March 24th to 28th, 2022. That information was revealed via a press release on Cricket West Indies webpage on Monday. The men in maroon will take on the Englishmen following West Indies' white ball tour of India in February 2022. The West Indies will welcome England back to the Caribbean for a three-match Test series to compete for the newly created Richards Botham Trophy. This new trophy honors two legends of cricket, Sir Vivian Richards and Lord Ian Botham, whose friendship and on-field heroics became synonymous with some of their respective teams' greatest Test match moments. The first Test will be played March 8th to 12th in Antigua, and the second March 16th to 20th in Barbados. And with that story, come to the end of the National Report for Monday, October 18th, 2021. On behalf of the news and production team, I am Sharia Noel, thanking you for viewing.